To start off, I just want to say thanks to everybody who showed me some love on my last video about the Steam machine. And I'm planning on maybe switching my OS on my PC to Linux, so I do have more shit, you know, kind of in that realm that I want to talk about in the future. But I kind of wanted to get back into like one of the other focuses I wanted to talk about on here is like my kind of fitness and like health shit that I'm doing. And so I kind of talked about before, like running was putting a lot of stress on my body, just the amount of time I was doing it. And I enjoy it. It is fun, but like you know, like half the time that I get done running, I just freaking like literally like the Family Guy gag where they're all like vomiting, like it's just like blasting out of my mouth like a freaking fire hose, just like Celsius and Greek yogurt or whatever, and I'm just shooting it out of my face like a cannon, you know. And it's not really sustainable to do that much training as hard as I was and then work a physical job 40 hours a week. And you can see I got my bike back there. You can see my rotor for my disc brakes. And I went home for Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. And I decided to bust the bike out again because you know, it's lower impact, lower heart rate, so you know, it's not like you're, I mean, running's great, but you kind of it's, I don't drink anymore, but it's almost, you need to recover like you do when you've been drinking. You're like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking lay in bed and drink this Gatorade, I guess, and like watch TV. And you know, it's cool, you know, work hard, play hard, but having to go to work after that was tough. So I was like, I'm gonna kind of cycle the bike back in, no pun intended, to my fitness, so that one, I don't just get bored of doing the same shit over and over and over again. You know, it'll provide more variety, and then also, like I said, it's I think it's a more sustainable way to stay in shape long term. Like, I still want to do the marathon just for the challenge, just for like the fucking the love of the game, you know. But as a long-term fitness strategy, I think that kind of investing more time into you know, building up the muscles that I need to do the cycling that I want to do, I think would be cool. Because I did like 18 miles. It wasn't like a crazy long ride, but I hadn't rode my bike in like a year, so my legs were really fucking tired afterwards. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. It was beautiful out there in Sonoma County, like West County towards the beach, like hippie country. But it's really beautiful, and we'd had some rain recently, and so you know, everything was nice and green. And yeah, I don't know, I just it was good. That's where, when I first purchased my bike, like back in like 2019, I did most of my riding out there. So it was like, I mean, I'm not a big nostalgia guy, but it was like nostalgic in a good way, where you have like the scenery, and like cycling's like a really visceral way to like take in a landscape, because you're getting the smells and you feel the sun, and like there's just so many different like sensory experiences that you have when you're like just out there, versus like driving in a car where you're more like, you know, it's a more insular experience, I guess. Not to get like too waxing philosophical, but you know, I think that it's like a really cool, whereas like running for me is like, the scenery is kind of just there. I like having it, but like most of my mental energy is like focused on getting my PR and like pushing myself and like trying to get to this higher level of fitness. Whereas cycling, it's in my mind, I just don't take it as seriously, where I'm like more like, if I saw this big ass mushroom, I'll put a fucking picture of it on the screen here. It was like the size of like a 7-inch fucking vinyl record, the top of the mushroom. It was huge. And I just hopped off the bike so I could go look at it, and then you keep riding, and like, you know, that kind of it kind of, I almost end up doing more exercise because I'm just kind of thinking about it as like an adventure, and I'm not just thinking about it as like I'm doing this to burn calories. It's not as much of like a means to an end. Which again, I enjoy running, but I guess like I'm more trying to have a sense of balance. Like my plan eventually was to get a kayak, and I think one will be coming my way because of as an inheritance. I won't get too much into that, but someone passed away, and I have a kayak coming because of that. So that, I mean, I'm not like glib and cheerful about it, but I am happy because I've been wanting to do more of this outdoorsy kind of shit for a while, where like there's kind of like the two main hobbies I like to have are like my shut-in video game tech bullshit, and then I like to just go to the woods and just like, I don't know, cook on my Coleman stove and like smoke weed and just like walk in the mountains and shit, you know? I feel like you kind of gotta have balance, you know? And it is beautiful here in Northern California. I live in Sacramento, and like there's like, I like that you don't have to go far to touch grass. Like I can pretty much drive, I can throw my bike in the back of my car like this, drive 20 minutes like out here in Davis, and there's Folsom and you know, just other around about the area. There's a lot of places to ride to. And so I kind of think also just from a content creation standpoint, like running, it's harder to bring the camera with me, whereas like on my bike it just mounts to my handlebars, so it's like I can just film a ton of B-roll when I'm riding, and then just like make a video like this where I'm kind of just talking and put the B-roll in and show off like a lot of this really beautiful landscape. I mean, I pay a lot of money in rent to fucking live here, you know, so I figure I might as well reap the benefits. And on the bike trail out where I want to ride on the American River, I saw, I'm not sure where exactly the video was, but it was somewhere about in that area. I saw a video on TikTok of a river otter like getting a migrating salmon and just like eating it, and he just yoinked it, and it was so cool. And like, you know, I love seeing shit like that. Like when I would run, and like they might still be there right now, I don't know exactly when the salmon migration ends, but like I would just sit on the bank of the river and like watch the fucking sea lions hunt for salmon. And like it's so cool to just be able to see all this diverse wildlife and these different biomes and landscapes that are all like pretty densely packed, you know? I mean, like you have to do a bit of driving, but like Lake Tahoe's 2.5 hours, Big Sur's probably about 4.5 hours. Like you know, I could take like a 3-day weekend and just use 8 hours of PTO and like go out there and do some hiking and biking and cooking, and then film all of it and share it with you guys. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to in the coming year. And you know, just getting back in the saddle, doing all this stuff like has definitely been fun. And at the risk of getting long in the tooth, like I'm probably going to try to sort of wrap it up here, but like I don't know, I'm just kind of excited about reconnecting with a lot of these hobbies that I used to kind of do a long time ago. And it's been a great way to motivate me to stay in shape. And like I'm hoping that with the cycling, like I mentioned before, that like, I mean, the last time I tried to ride my bike I was like around 235, and I'm like pretty steady at 200 now, so it's been a lot easier, and so that kind of helps motivate me more too. But I'm hoping that like I could ride the bike a bit, lose like 20 more pounds, so that when I do kind of get back into like training mode as the marathon gets closer, then it'll be less stress on my body and all that. Like I want to not fuck my knees up. I work on my feet all day, so I kind of have to be strategic about that. But I don't know, it's a lot of fun, and I think that like doing it this way is a good way to motivate me to like see all these beautiful places. And like, I don't know, it seems like I'm not like a big religious guy. I'm pretty like agnostic, but like I've been wanting to do a lot more outdoor content. And then like back in July, somebody had a seizure when they were driving and they hit my car and totaled it. And it was horrible, but I had to get a new car. But now I got the Subaru Forester. All-wheel drive, baby. That means I can go do all the fucking shit that I want to do, you know? Whereas before I didn't have an excuse to get a new car. But I was like, if you're already going to buy a new car, I already have to get a new car. I might as well just buy the car that I want. And originally I was going to get an Outback, but that's a story for another day. The Forester is dope though, and I love it. And so I get 4 weeks of vacation time every year, and there's so many beautiful places that are so close to me that I just haven't seen yet. And like, I don't know. I would like to climb Mount Shasta, and there's like, I don't know, just like, you could die like at any time, you know? And so it's like, I feel like doing and seeing like, I don't know, not to sound like a fucking hippie, but like nature's bounty. Like, I don't know, like I took like psilocybin mushrooms like a few years ago and hiked to the top of a mountain in Big Sur and like watched the sunset and like the fog roll in. And like, I don't know, it's like those kinds of experiences, like you can play, like playing video games is fun, like, you know, and I have so many like wonderful memories like that I made playing video games, and I will never say that's a waste of time, but like those memories are kind of like just a drop in the bucket compared to, you know, these where you're experiencing something on like so many different sensory fronts. And I don't know, it's cool to be able to like be in a place where I have access to all of that. So yeah, just wanted to share my excitement with you. Hope you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, I'm sorry. I'll have more technology stuff coming at some point.